there. Want to talk a little bit about introductions and how we got into chicken keeping a few years ago. Maybe some of how we got started can help if you want to get started. So I'm Ginny, and I keep chickens with my youngest son Noah, who's not out here right now because he's doing remote learning in this wonderful world of COVID. But a few years back, my son decided he wanted a bird. We would occasionally stop in the pet stores and just for fun and look at all the animals, and I continually would find him in the bird section. And he kept asking for a bird, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I work full-time from home. Last thing I need is a bird chirping in the background while I'm trying to sit on conference calls. So, not really sure how the idea of chickens popped into my mind exactly, but I did think, gosh, it'd be great if I could get him a bird, but I don't want that in my house. And I started thinking, well, what about a bird that lives outside? So I started doing a lot of reading and researching on the internet, because I didn't know, I don't know how to take care of chickens. It'd be kind of cool, but so after several months of reading and watching YouTube videos like I hope these will be helpful, were helpful to show me it really was not all that complicated. And we decided springtime came and chick days came, and we decided to pull the trigger, and off we went to pick up our first batch of baby chicks, and we were immediately hooked on chicken keeping. So I guess, there's a few things I guess I wish I would have known before I got started, or that I kind of did know or did read about but didn't listen to before I got started. And the first thing really I'd have to say is the chicken coop. I read lots and lots of blogs. Everyone was saying, don't buy a prefab coop, they're terrible, they don't last. But what did I do? Because my husband's not a carpenter and I'm not a carpenter, and we don't know the first thing about building a chicken coop, so we bought a prefab chicken coop. And that was our first experience and our first kind of mistake, which we have it right here. So, hi Rach, this is Rachel. So we did buy a prefab chicken coop. It certainly is not great quality. It had an attached tiny little run that came off of this door that they claimed this would fit comfortably 6 full-size hens, and while the coop would sleep 6 full-size hens, the run was certainly not adequate at all for 6 full-size hens. So I immediately found out within probably a month or two of the girls being outside that it was just not gonna serve its purpose. So the mistake I made was I was already over $500 invested in this coop, and ended up going to a website and ordered a chicken coop, one that was already in the right pieces. We just had to put it together, and it was a good quality coop. Certainly should have been for the price tag. So that is one thing I guess I didn't realize from the very beginning. Chicken keeping, definitely not a cheap hobby, but it is very rewarding. I'd say we probably, our eggs probably cost us about $30 a dozen still, and we've been doing this a few years. But it is certainly a great hobby, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So anyway, now we have 2 coops. We did end up keeping our cheap little prefab coop and made some modifications. But we got a great coop with an attached run that cost me a pretty penny, but it was good quality. It was 2x4s, it was plywood, and as we were putting it together we thought, gosh, that was really dumb because this is not all that complicated. So I think that would be the first thing I would suggest, is even if you're not a carpenter, if we can do stuff like this, anybody can with some simple, 2x4s and plywood. And it certainly, took some time, but it was definitely doable. So I think that's the first thing that, lesson that we learned about chicken keeping. You definitely need to plan for your coop and your run. Bigger is always better, because you'll hear, the more you read and the more blogs you read and videos you watch, you'll hear something referred to as chicken math. Okay, Rach, I'm trying to get you in the shot. And it is a real thing. Chicken math is a real thing. So you always want to make sure you're planning for way more birds than you intend to get when you first start off, because it can be addictive. Anyway, so our intention of this channel is just to talk about our experiences with chicken keeping, tell you about the ways we found have been easy to take care of the girls, and some of the things I've learned over the years that I would consider best practices now, suggestions and ideas that were given to me in videos I've watched and blogs that I've read, and after trying them out for myself, I can say, wow, this really is a great way of doing things, or this did not work for me. So that's the kind of information we hope to be passing along to you. Hey, Rachel. And we hope you enjoy our videos and get some helpful information out of them. And if nothing else, a little bit of chicken zen. So, anyway, until next time, thanks so much. And Rachel's going in. She's saying, see y'all. Bye.